Hello everyone, so today I'm going to be doing a different kind of video. I'm going to be ranking the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. This is something I've been wanting to do for a while, I've just never gotten around to it. I typed up a whole thing on Microsoft Word, and I was going to make a video with pictures and, just record me reading what I typed up, but that takes too long. It's just a very tedious thing, and I've never had the time to do it. So I figured I'll just do it like this. It's a little easier. I'll just have them all here, and then I'll pull them out one by one and show you, how I rank them and what I think about each movie. So from top to bottom, I have my least favorite, and going down, I have my favorite. I doubt you can tell what some of these are. Maybe you can tell what that is. I don't know. You can probably tell what the green one is. So, yeah, I'm just going to be basically just ranking the movies, the 13 movies we have so far in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and saying what I think of them. So, alright, so at number 13 is, you probably guessed it, Iron Man 2. A lot of people don't like this movie, myself included. Well, not that I don't like the movie, I will acknowledge that it is a bad movie, mainly because Marvel decided to rush putting all the Avengers together, so they threw in a bunch of stuff in this movie. This was not an Iron Man movie, this was basically a commercial for the Avengers. They threw in Black Widow. I mean, Black Widow was fine. They threw in Nick Fury. I mean, he wasn't really necessary. Mickey Rourke, he actually put a lot of work into playing his villain character, Whiplash, but they cut a lot out. And Mickey Rourke has gone on record saying he hates Marvel and will never do another movie with them. And you can't blame him. I mean, he did a lot of research for his role. He went to Russia, he studied the accent, and all this other stuff, and they barely used him in the movie, and he was just, I don't know, they just wasted his character, basically. And Jon Favreau, who directed this, directed the first Iron Man as well, they did not let him do what he wanted. He wanted to make, a personal movie about Tony Stark, who was dying from the radiation, or not radiation, but the shrapnel in his chest. But instead, like I said, they decided to throw in stuff to promote the Avengers, so yeah, I don't know. Iron Man 2 has its moments, though, don't get me wrong. Like, some of the fight scenes are good, but they're short. When he's fighting Whiplash at the race, that fight scene was very short, but it was still, entertaining, I guess. And the final battle is cool, with War Machine and all that. War Machine's probably one of the best parts of this movie, because this is the first time you actually saw Rhodes as War Machine. But yeah, I mean, it has its moments, but it is definitely a bad movie. Like, I can't, push that aside. They definitely dropped the ball on this, but Iron Man 3, though, very, very good, and that is, I'll tell you right now, it's very high on my list. So yeah, Iron Man 2, it could have been something more, but it turned out to be bad. Not horrible, though. It has its moments, but still, my least favorite in the series, to be honest. But it is watchable. I've watched it many times, so. Alright, Iron Man 2 is number 13. Now we move on to number 12, and you can probably guess what it is. The Incredible Hulk. Now, I actually really enjoy this movie. I only put it as number 12 because Iron Man 2 was bad. This isn't bad. This is just bridging the gap between good and bad, basically. This is a good movie. The only problem with it is that it's not very, fun. It's not very enjoyable, I guess. I mean, I enjoy it, but the movie itself is kind of bleak and kind of not very, there's not a lot of funny moments. It's a very dramatic movie. But, it's still good. But it's not, as good as the other ones I have here above it. I do like this green case, by the way. Very cool. But I thought Edward Norton was great as Bruce Banner and Hulk. I wish he would have stayed. But, again, Marvel, at the time, I want to say, after the first Avengers movie, Marvel decided to get smarter with their stuff and not be so stupid and ignorant, you know what I'm saying? Because they treated Edward Norton bad, they treated Mickey Rourke bad, they treated Jon Favreau bad, and that's why they never came back. That's why they had to recast the Hulk. I think they wanted to do stuff with Edward Norton that he didn't necessarily agree with, so they got rid of him. But anyways, this movie, it's good. It's got its moments. Hulk and Abomination. And I know a lot of people don't like the CGI on Hulk and Abomination, but I kind of like how he looked in this movie. I do prefer, though, how they made the Hulk look in the Avengers movies. He looks a little better. But I still enjoyed this. I thought this was better than that first Hulk movie from 2003, I think. Ang Lee directed. But yeah, of course, you got Liv Tyler. And I didn't know she was Steven Tyler's daughter until, a few years ago. I had no idea about that. Tim Roth, I thought, was excellent. I hope he comes back. Apparently, he will come back. I've heard he's, been rumored to reappear sometime in the future. William Hurt, of course, is General Ross, who we recently saw in Captain America Civil War. pretty good story, good characters, pretty good action too. And I love the stuff with him in Mexico. It was Mexico, right? I believe, or Brazil. Oh, geez. I want to say it was Brazil. Correct me if I'm wrong. In the beginning of the movie, when he's out and hiding. I thought all that stuff was entertaining, him working in the soda factory and all that. And a pretty funny Stan Lee cameo, now I'm thinking about that. So, yeah, this is a good movie. It's just not as rewatchable as the other ones, and a lot of people do not like this, but I actually am one of the few people that really enjoys it, and I've watched it many, many times. It's very different, though. And even Kevin Feige himself, who is he's basically the, you know how TV shows have a showrunner who, like, chooses everything that happens. Kevin Feige's basically like a movie runner, I guess you could say, for the series. He's like in charge of everything and all the decisions, I guess. He actually says Incredible Hulk is the only movie he regrets, like, in the series that he doesn't like, I guess, apparently. I mean, hello, Iron Man 2, whatever. This movie gets a lot of crap, but I really like it, so. Alright, that's Incredible Hulk at number 12. Alright, so now, number 11 is Captain America, the First Avenger. This movie, I feel like this isn't like a movie, if that makes any sense. I feel like this and the first Thor were kind of just thrown in there, and then they could go do the Avengers next. I wouldn't consider this like a movie. Like, if that makes any sense. Like, this is a movie, but I feel like they just did it just to, oh, here's Captain America, here you go, here's his backstory, blah, blah, blah. Okay, now let's get to the Avengers, you know what I mean? This movie, though, it is entertaining. It's just not, kind of like The Incredible Hulk, it's not very rewatchable. I've probably seen this movie the least amount of times in this whole series. I don't know, it's just something about it. It's just, it's nothing too special about the movie. Like, oh, you get his backstory, you learn about him, and that's about it. I don't know, you have the Red Skull in there, who's kind of just whatever's the villain. And hopefully one day we see him again. I don't know what happened. Of course, you got Agent Carter, who's a great character. And Bucky, Winter Soldier, later on. And Tommy Lee Jones was in there, too. I don't know, this movie is just okay. Like, I put it above The Incredible Hulk, though, because I feel like it is slightly more rewatchable and kind of more entertaining. But I don't know, this movie is just whatever. Like I said, I felt like it was just kind of rushed. Like this and the first Thor, but I actually do really enjoy the first Thor a lot more, so that's why it's higher on the list than this one. But yeah, this one is just, it's kind of like whatever, you know what I mean? But I will rank it higher than The Incredible Hulk, like I said, because it is slightly more entertaining, and yeah, a little more rewatchable too. So, Captain America the First Avenger is number 11. Now, at number 10, Thor, The Dark World. Now you're probably wondering, why didn't I not put this above the first Thor movie? Honestly, this movie was kind of mediocre. I saw it in theaters, actually, just because me and my friend were out. We're like, oh, let's go see Thor. Why not? Thor 2, I should say. And this was after the Avengers, of course, and everybody wanted to see more of Loki. And I will say, the best part of this movie is Loki. This is by far Tom Hiddleston's best performance as Loki is in this movie. I love the whole dynamic with him and Thor having to work together and all that. And kind of spoilers, but he kind of does sacrifices himself a bit. But he's still alive. He's going to be in the next Thor movie. That's not really a spoiler. When you thought he died, I actually got emotional. I was like, oh no, Loki! Wow, he went out like a champ. But he actually is alive. Don't worry, he's going to be in the next movie, like I said. But anyways, this movie, mainly it's with Malekith, the villain. He is so forgettable. Probably the least memorable villain in the entire series. I don't know. Malekith was just like nothing. But yeah, this movie, it was cool. I love the whole Asgard stuff. There's a lot of Asgard in this movie. More so than the first movie, I believe. And of course, you got Natalie Portman in there again, and look at that. I love it. I've always loved this poster too, by the way. Right here. I believe this was a Target exclusive. That's why it's a different cover with Loki on the front. So yeah, this movie was just, it was kind of mediocre, but it was still fun. A lot of good moments. The Captain America cameo was funny. The after credit scene was awesome too, which teased Guardians of the Galaxy. But yeah, Malekith, man. If he was more of an interesting villain, I might have liked this movie more, but I don't know, man, just forgettable. And then the whole Aether stuff, I don't know. It's just weird. I hope Thor Ragnarok is way better than this. This wasn't bad, though, don't get me wrong. I like this more than Captain America, First Avenger, and Incredible Hulk. But kind of, I don't know. But this is still fun, though. You know, there's a lot of fun moments in it. So, and a lot of good comedy with Kat Dennings, too, and Stellan Skarsgård. So, yeah. Thor: The Dark World, number 10, right? 13, 12, 11, 10. Yeah, 10. Okay. Next is the first Thor. Now, you're probably wondering why I put the first Thor. The first Thor was kind of just like whatever. I actually really enjoy watching this movie. I rewatch it a lot. I don't know why. I just love the small town feel of when they go to New Mexico. It's just very... I don't know. I just kind of like the small town feel. And the Asgard scenes, too, are great. And you got, you know, the first time we ever saw Loki. And, you know, Anthony Hopkins as Odin when he had to banish Thor. I don't know, I just really like Thor's backstory and how they set him up and everything. And then when he went to Earth, he was all, you know, another, and he just throws a glass on the ground and breaks it. You know, that's very entertaining to watch. And then the scene where he has to go get his hammer back, and then his little Hawkeye cameo. Just really fun. They definitely, you know, stepped up after Iron Man 2. This came out a year after that. And they didn't really rush the event. Like, it wasn't obviously a commercial for the Avengers this time. It was, you know, a proper introduction to the character. You know, Natalie Portman, Kat Dennings. I know a lot of people don't like Kat Dennings in these movies, but I thought she's fun. I think she's funny in both of them. So yeah, first Thor, just a fun movie, I guess. You know, it's a fun time to watch it. Like, if someone were to say, "Oh, let's watch Thor," I'll say, okay. And if somebody says, let's watch Thor: The Dark World, I'll say, maybe. So, there's the difference. But yeah, very fun movie. I don't know, just cool. So, first Thor movie is number 9. Okay, now at number 8, yeah, right? 3, 6, 8, yeah. 8, Avengers Age of Ultron. Now, when I first saw this movie, I actually really loved it. I don't know why. When I first saw it in theaters, I was like, sorry about that, my camera cut away. I forget, there's a time limit on this thing. My camera I use, it only records up to 10 or 11 minutes or something like that. Anyways, Avengers Age of Ultron, like I was saying, I really loved it when I first saw it, but after repeated viewings, I kind of started to catch on why everybody didn't like it as much. They thought, you know, the whole Hulk and Black Widow love story was kind of just out of nowhere. They didn't really like Quicksilver, which I agree. The Quicksilver in this movie was pretty bad. I do like, though, what they did with him at the end. If you've seen the movie, you know what I mean. Quicksilver in the X-Men movies is way better, obviously. And then, yes, I will admit, Ultron was kind of lackluster as a villain. The Hulkbuster scene was slightly disappointing, but it was still entertaining. I don't know, though. This movie, and I did love the Ultron character and whatnot. But it's just kind of like what they did with Iron Man 2. They really used this movie to set up the Infinity Wars and the Infinity War movie, and also the Infinity Stones and whatnot. So they kind of gave this the Iron Man 2 treatment, but I don't think it was as extreme. Like, I still think this movie was great. Like, I thought Vision was awesome, the way they introduced him. And I thought, the whole idea that, Iron Man created Ultron and he saw the visions of, them getting killed, the Avengers getting killed. I just like that. I don't know. I just like the character. Like, this movie did have good character development. Like, they gave Hawkeye that he had a family. He was living on a farm. A lot of people didn't like that, though. They're like, oh, are you giving Hawkeye character development? I mean, why not? I mean, that's cool. We don't know much about him. Why not? And at some point, too, they need to make a Black Widow movie. I mean, come on. She needs a movie. She's been in a bunch of these already. But anyways, I don't know. I do enjoy this movie, though. But like I said, I actually did like this better than the first Avengers when I first saw it. But no, I've definitely changed my mind on that now, after seeing it a bunch of times. But I don't know. It's just, it's still good in my opinion. It's still fun. Not as fun, though, as the first Avengers. This is definitely a more serious drama movie. But it has its moments. And it's definitely not as bad as Iron Man 2. Like, I didn't feel like this was not an Avengers movie. Just like how Iron Man 2 is not an Iron Man movie. It is an Avengers commercial. So, yes, the Avengers Age of Ultron, I really do like it more than most people. I don't think it's bad. But it is not, great. Like, I would say these are great coming up. So, yeah. Age of Ultron, good, but not fantastic. So, alright, now at number 7, I believe. 367, yeah. Is AntMan. Oh, excuse me. I actually think this and Guardians of the Galaxy are the funniest movies in the series. And this movie is just fun to watch. Like, I can watch this anytime. It's just really entertaining. Paul Rudd was a great choice. Michael Douglas, pretty good as Hank Pym. Evangeline Lilly's in it too. She was okay. The villain, though, I will say the weak part of this movie is the villain. Kind of like with Thor: The Dark World, but he is slightly more memorable because he is the Yellow Jacket, of course. But the villain was kind of weak. He was kind of just generic villain. But the movie is great. You know, they actually successfully made AntMan. They do throw in some jokes in there like, oh, AntMan? What's that? But, you know, people, you know, years ago they would think, oh, an AntMan movie, that can never work. But it did work. I will say, though, this movie could have been a lot better if Edgar Wright did direct it like he was originally planned to. He did write the movie. Well, parts of the movie, I think. And they used some of his stuff. But, of course, Marvel, with their very controlling attitudes, they decided to make this a different movie. They didn't want to go his route. But it would have been way better with Edgar Wright, is what I'm saying. And I don't blame him for leaving. Marvel is, you know, they want things their way. So, yeah. But this was very fun. Paul Rudd, pretty much perfect as Ant-Man. Hilarious. The Baskin-Robbins stuff, you know, his stuff with his daughter. And, Michael Pena, hilarious. So, yeah. A fun movie, really funny, very entertaining. Kind of a weak villain, but still a good time. And I can watch this whenever. It's like really entertaining. And the Falcon cameo, very funny. So that was Ant-Man. Now at number 6, we have the first Iron Man. Now this is probably my favorite introductory movie to a solo character. And this was the first movie in the series too. It's just a very solid movie, very entertaining, very funny. A lot of good action. And, yeah, just a pretty good start to the whole series, you know. And we got, of course, the first time ever, Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. And I feel like this was his best portrayal as a character was in this movie. Actually, maybe in Iron Man 3, but I'll get to that. Just a very good movie. And a lot of people don't like Jeff Bridges as the villain in the movie. I actually do find him entertaining, mainly because I'm a big Lebowski fan. But I don't know, I thought he did good as the villain. He was kind of generic, I will accept that. But, you know, this movie was good. The way they set it up at the beginning with him getting captured by the terrorists, and then he had to build the suit, and just awesome. They introduced us to a bunch of characters like Pepper, Jarvis, I guess you could say he's a character. So, and of course Jeff Bridges, and also, it wasn't Don Cheadle as Rhodes this time. It was Terrence Howard. He did okay as Rhodes. I thought Don Cheadle was better, though. But yeah, just a very solid movie and a great introductory movie. So yeah, Iron Man 1, very fun. I can watch this whenever, kind of like Ant-Man. This is just one that's always rewatchable. So, and of course you got AC/DC. So awesome. First Iron Man at number 6. All right, so now at number 5, we get to Guardians of the Galaxy. Now I feel like this movie is more rewatchable than all of the movies in the series. Just very, very fun. Probably the most fun in the whole series. I've watched this movie a million times. I've seen it twice in theaters. This is one of the very few times I've seen a movie twice in theaters. Well, mainly because my two best friends, I saw it with one of them, and then one of them wanted to see it like a few weeks later, so I went with him too. So, yeah, that's kind of the reason why I saw it twice, but I had no problems doing that. I don't know, man. This movie's it's just great. Kind of some sad parts, but other than that, the whole thing's fun throughout. Jokes, Chris Pratt, just this group of actors and, well, voice actors, and they're just a very good group. They work well together. You know, Batista from wrestling, of course, he did great as Drax. I actually was worried if he wasn't going to be a good actor or not, but he actually did a good job as Drax. Zoe Saldana as Gamora. You know, she works well with them. She's more the serious character, but she's still, you know, entertaining. Of course, you got a green lady. I mean, come on. Groot, Rocket, I don't have to say anything else. Just awesome. And they made Groot such a popular character now. Well, he's a popular character because of this movie, like a very popular character. So, and I like this slipcover too. It's really nice. But just awesome. And then also you got a great soundtrack. And also you got Michael Rooker in there. You got Benicio del Toro, you know. Just great. Great movie, fun. Yeah, great space action. It's kind of like Star Wars. Star Wars meets, I don't know, Avengers. That's what people say all the time, but that's pretty much what it is. So, yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy. Awesome. And I can't wait for the sequel. Alright, now, I don't know what minutes I'm at right now, so I'm going to cut away right quick, just in case this cuts itself. Alright, so we're back. Next, at number 4, is the first Avengers movie. Now, this movie is very fun as well. They just did a really good job in putting this movie together. Joss Whedon did a great job directing this. Even though Iron Man 2, was kind of like a commercial for this, everyone thought, oh no, they're probably going to rush this too. I don't feel like this was rushed. This came out a year after they introduced Captain America and Thor, but they still did a very good job in putting the team together and giving each character their moments. Hawkeye was, kind of just there, but still awesome. And then the fight scenes in New York, and this is also my favorite performance by the Hulk, or Mark Ruffalo as a Hulk. This is the best Hulk we've had so far, was in this movie, in my opinion. Look at that cover. Awesome. Just fun, man. You got Loki, and there's the villain. I put it so high mainly because this was the first movie of its kind where they mixed together all these movies and all these characters and made them fight together. Just really cool, and I hope Justice League is going to be hopefully somewhere like this. I mean, from the trailer, it looks like it's going to be kind of like this. They put more humor in the DC movies now because people thought Batman v Superman and Man of Steel were too dark, and I mean, they kind of were, but so, I mean, I'm team Marvel and DC. I'm open to anything. I love Suicide Squad. Batman v Superman was kind of whatever. I don't think it was terrible. But anyways, this is not about DC. Marvel. Just a very good movie, They did a very good job doing it. Like I said, Joss Whedon, great choice to direct this. Did well with this ensemble. Of course, you got Samuel Jackson in there as well. So yeah, just a very, very fun movie, and a lot of good character moments. So yeah, just awesome. Avengers 1. So that is number 4. Now, these top 3 movies here. Now, I consider these movies to be, on par with, The Dark Knight. You know what I'm saying? As, actually, phenomenal movies. Movies I would say are some of the best ever. Those other movies, they're great, don't get me wrong, but as a Marvel fanboy, as a comic book fanboy, I kind of just have to like those movies. Well, I don't have to, I can choose what I want, but, I love those movies because I'm a big fanboy, but I consider these 3 movies right here to be excellent movies, great, great, great movies, so that's how I judge these 3 right here. So, number 3, Captain America the Winter Soldier. This movie is so brave. I mean, when they made this movie, I was like, wow, did Marvel make this? They went from Guardians of the Galaxy was after this, but they went from, happy, fun Avengers, all that other stuff, Iron Man 2, silliness, to making this very serious spy espionage movie with a very intimidating villain, with a very intimidating co-villain, I guess you could say, with Robert Redford. And then you got the whole Samuel Jackson stuff in there where he kind of gets gunned down. But just, very action-packed, very thrilling. It's a very thrilling movie, too. You never know who's going to turn on Captain America. S.H.I.E.L.D. is Hydra. It's this movie had so many twists and turns and just awesome. The action's spectacular. All the fight scenes with Winter Soldier, just great. Black Widow, I actually cared about her in this movie. She was great. They developed her very well. Chris Evans, awesome as Captain America. He's probably the perfect choice to play him. Just a very good movie. And then this movie, you got the Falcon as well. Just an excellent movie. I mean, the Russo brothers, fantastic job. That's why they brought them back to do Civil War. And they're also directing the next 2 Avengers movies, I believe. This movie's just great, man. I mean, spectacular. Like I said, when they made this, I was like, wow, Marvel made this? Disney made this? So, just a great movie. Phenomenal. So yeah, just awesome. Captain America Winter Soldier. Now, you can see what my number 2 is, so you obviously know what my number 1 is, because I haven't mentioned it yet. Well, I have mentioned it, I haven't picked it up yet. So, my number 2 is Iron Man 3. I'm not going to lie to you, the first time I watched this movie, I was disappointed, because there's barely any Iron Man, it was more of a drama, blah blah blah. But now, I watched it a few more times and I decided to wise up. It's always good to watch a movie more than once, because your first impressions are not always what it should be. Like I said, Avengers Age of Ultron I thought was phenomenal when I first saw it. After rewatching it, I realized it's not phenomenal. But this movie, after rewatching it, I realized this movie was phenomenal. It doesn't matter that Tony Stark is not Iron Man a lot in the movie. I know a lot of people did not like that. They didn't like the whole Mandarin thing. I got no problem with that, actually. This movie was very, very, very good. This made up for Iron Man 2 a million times over. Just phenomenal. Shane Black directed this. He's a very good director. I don't think he wrote it though. Did he write it? I think he might have wrote it too, actually. Let me find out real quick. Actually, I want to know this. No, I don't think he wrote it. I don't want to spend too much time at this trying to find out who wrote it. One second. Screenplay by... Oh, yeah, he did part of... Okay, him and Drew Pearce, it looks like, did the screenplay. Yeah, Shane Black's a very good director. Just a great movie, man. I mean, War Machine was great in it. Guy Pearce was a great villain. Very intimidating. And this is very much a character movie for Tony Stark. Like, he finds himself in this movie. He destroys the suits at the end. He takes the thing out of his chest. I didn't like that they just kind of made him go back to Iron Man after this movie, but it's whatever. This was very good. It's just a very good character piece. You know, this is Robert Downey Jr.'s best performance as Iron Man, I think. I think I might have said that for Iron Man 1. Did I say that? No, I would say... Yeah, no, I said Iron Man 3 is probably... No. Yeah, Iron Man 3 is his best performance so far. Just excellent, you know. Like Captain America Winter Soldier, this movie took chances. It was very thrilling. And then the action scene at the end, awesome. With all the shoots, just awesome. So yeah, just a very good movie. And the fact that Tony has PTSD from the end of the first Avengers movie, just, you know, great. And then the bond with him and the kid, just a very good movie. I mean, it's awesome, man. Give it another chance if you don't like it. You know, a lot of people I hear don't like Iron Man 3, but it's an amazing movie. And the Mandarin thing, I can just look past that. It's whatever. Ben Kingsley's a great actor, so I thought that was hilarious. So, yeah, just a very good movie. Go watch it. And also forget to mention, the dynamic between him and Pepper was great too. So, Iron Man 3, phenomenal. Now, obviously, we got one left. And yes, how can I not put this at number 1? Captain America Civil War. This movie was phenomenal. I mean, just amazing. The fact that they had a huge ensemble like this and made the movie work with great drama. The airport scene, of course, it's going to be iconic if it's not already iconic. Just awesome. Oh, my camera's about to run out of memory, actually. Hold on just a second. Alright, sorry about that. I was running out of memory because I have a ton of pictures on my camera from shooting a certain stop motion. Season 3 coming out soon. Please check out my stop motion, by the way. Shameless plug. But anyways, I've been working on that, so that's why I have a lot of... I don't have space on my camera. There's a lot of pictures on here. Anyways, Captain America Civil War... like I was saying, just very well made. The drama was excellent. The final climax at the end, awesome. I was so into it. And also, you know, Black Panther, Spider-Man, you know, some will say they were thrown in there, but it wasn't as sloppy as, like, Iron Man 2, per se. They felt right in the movie. Like, you can even say, too, AntMan and Hawkeye were thrown in there because they didn't do much. They were just in there for the fight scene. But, you know... They still had their funny moments. You know, AntMan was one of the funniest parts about the whole airport scene battle. Just really well put together. Great ensemble. Russo brothers, fantastic job. Great drama too. Just this movie is awesome. This is a phenomenal superhero movie. This is just, you know, there's nothing like it yet. Yet. I think, you know, Infinity War, if they do it right, they do it well. You know, they got the Russo brothers directing that, so it should be very good. Is the only thing that could probably surpass this. Like, this is just excellent. The whole stuff with Captain America dealing with Bucky and trying to, you know, protect them and trying to kill all the other super soldiers, and just a very good movie. Like, I don't know how else to say it. It's just, there's no words I can put to describe how good this movie is. And that's why it's number 1. Just awesome. You know, you get the whole dynamic with Iron Man and Captain America, you know, not wanting to... Captain America did not want to sign the Sokovia Accords, and Iron Man did, and it's just, you know, very good character stuff. Just a very good drama, action movie. Comedy, I guess. There's a lot of funny moments, and the funny moments are hilarious. Just great. Just well put together. Great introduction to Black Panther. And yeah, this really did... And great introduction to Spider-Man 2, of course. This is just working very well as a Phase 3 introduction movie. Like, this is the first movie in Phase 3, and it works very well as that. So, this is setting up things to come very good. And, you know, it did disband the Avengers, and they're all split up now. So, they did a good job in that. Just fantastic, man. I can't recommend this enough. If for some reason you haven't seen it yet, go see it. I mean, watch the first 12 movies first. It'll make it even better. So yeah, Captain America Civil War, A+, man. Seriously, A+. So that was my ranking. Let me know what you guys think of my ranking. You can leave your ranking in the comments too. I'm actually curious how you guys rank them. So yeah, if you think I'm wrong about something, like maybe Iron Man 2 or whatever, just let me know. We can discuss. I love discussing these movies. They're great. Most of them. 12 of them. Yeah, just awesome. So that is my list. That is my ranking for the Civil War Cinematic Universe from Marvel Cinematic Universe. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this, and have a nice day.